reading. I hope you all are doing great. So today's reading is what will your first impressions be of your future spouse, okay? And we have 3 groups for you to choose from. Group 1, the rose quartz. Group 2, the clear quartz. And group 3, the amethyst crystal, okay? So 1, 2, and 3. If you want to take some time to pause the video so you can, take some time to choose whichever group is calling out to you, feel free. But I shall see you all in your readings. Hi, I hope you're doing great. Welcome to your reading. If you've chosen the first group, I'll start off with your tarot cards. So what will your first impressions be of your future spouse, okay? All right, so we have the Page of Cups upright, 7 of Cups reversed, and the 7 of Pentacles in reverse as well, okay? One second. Okay, so it feels like your first impression of them will be that they are immature. Not necessarily in a bad way. You could just think that they are too immature for you. Maybe not developed enough for you, whether this be in terms of, their goals, ambitions, or, just where they're at in life. It feels like you could just feel that they are on a very different page than what you're on, It does feel like they are mature, like more mature than they appear on the surface, though. You'll think that they are too young if this is not about immaturity. I feel like this is about immaturity, though. But for some of you, you could feel like they're too young. You will feel like they make you emotional, or you will kind of think to yourself that this is someone who will just mess with my emotions. You'll kind of feel like this isn't someone that you can take seriously, especially if you are looking for a serious commitment. You won't look at this person as, oh my God, yeah, that person would be my future spouse, you'll think that you will think that they think you're naive. So so in your head, you will be like, does this person think I'm stupid or what? So you will really question their motives, because you'll feel like this person is approaching you as if you're not smart, as if you're not wise. You will believe that they are already in a commitment or a marriage. You will think that they're a happy person. You'll kind of believe that a lot of people find this person attractive and that they have a lot of admirers. You will definitely kind of look at this person as a big flirt as well. You'll think that they're religious. This doesn't feel like spiritual, if I'm being honest. It does feel more so like religious. You'll definitely notice how attractive they are, or you'll just find them to be very beautiful. But at the same time, it feels like you won't buy it. Even though this person is very beautiful on the outside, it'll be like you're saying to yourself, I need to see more than just your pretty face, or your sexy body. Like, I need to see more than that. It feels like you'll look at them and think, nah, you can't be loyal, or you would be unfaithful, You will feel like this isn't someone I could commit to, You would see them as creative or artistic. You'll think that they speak clearly or with clarity. You will also look at them as if they didn't make the most out of their potential when they were younger or in the past. It's like you will think this is someone who doesn't make the best choices for themselves, or they've made poor choices in the past. Yeah, so you'll kind of look at this person and think they're not ambitious or they don't have any real goals in terms of their growth. You'll kind of look at this person and say, okay, maybe they're kind of just happy being where they're at in life, and that this person isn't wanting to or willing to grow. It feels like initially you'll think that they aren't interested in you as well. You'll view this person as stuck, delayed, or trapped. Initially, you'll think that they're stubborn, but it feels like this is only for, a little while, because it feels like after some time, you'll realize that they're not necessarily stubborn, but they're stuck in an unfortunate situation. Maybe even stuck in their own limiting beliefs. Yeah, so you'll kind of look at this person and feel like they've invested their time, their energy into the wrong things. And maybe not even only in the past, maybe currently. Like you could look at this person currently and be like, what are you doing with yourself? Like you're really investing your time, maybe your resources in the wrong things right now. And it's like you will see this person's potential or you'll think, okay, like this person has potential, right? But it won't really mean anything to you unless this person sees it themselves. And because it seems like they're like from your perspective, it feels like you will look at them as being comfortable, with where they're at in life. I have to say it doesn't feel like they are, if I'm being honest. But yeah, that could be how you perceive them, as in, in limbo, delayed. Okay, so we have falling, drop into the deep end of your soul. So your first impressions of them will also be that they are falling for you. Maybe not initially, but after some time you'll kind of feel like this person is falling for me. Like you'll feel like they have feelings for you. Do you have more from this card? All right, so this is not necessarily about your first impressions of this person, but it feels like initially or during the initial stages, I don't know why you're getting to know each other or while this person's just about, whether you see them about here, there. But it feels like you'll feel a connection to them. And it's like it's unexplainable, because this is maybe someone you really wouldn't normally want to mix with or hang with, or even though they're beautiful and, very attractive, it feels like you'll be resistant. But at the same time, it feels like you will have this connection to them. I even want to say a soul tie to this person. And you won't really understand it at first because you'll be like, nah. But yeah. So we also have food eating, be mindful of the thoughts you are ingesting. So your first impressions of this person, you'll also feel like they're quite nurturing, passionate as well. No, just nurturing. Yeah, it feels like you'll just notice that they have a nurturing side to them. So we have here guide, follow in the footprints of greatness. So your first impressions of this person is like this person has so much potential to be great, especially clarified by the Six of Wands and the Sun card. So we have increased support, your first impressions of them. So your first impression of them, or first impressions of them, is that you will kind of look at this person and feel like they need to shift their focus onto something positive, because maybe you kind of look at them and feel like they're kind of, again, investing their time, their energy into things that ultimately won't serve them. And you'll look at this person and say, like, I wish this person had maybe more positive influences around them, more positive guidance. Do you have more from this card? Okay. So we also have self-confidence through God confidence. Believe in yourself by believing in God working through you. So it feels like initially, or maybe after the first few times you meet this person, after the first few impressions, it feels like you will think that this person, that they're trying to uplift you in some way, or that they're trying to build your confidence. Like maybe this person gives you a lot of compliments, So some of you could feel like they're trying to get you to feel confident. Do you have more from this card? So your first impressions of this person will also be that God or the universe is on this person's side, or they've been on this person's side. Like say, for example, they've had a rough life, but to be where they're at, maybe God has had your back, God has looked after you, or the universe has looked after you. So for some of you here, your first impressions of this person, or one of your first impressions, will be that this person has been lucky, Actually, let me do these ones first. So we have here decisive. Yeah, so your first impression of them, your first impressions will be that they're decisive. We have here intelligent. Yeah, it feels like you'll kind of look at this person as intelligent. You'll think that they're smart. We also have predictable. So yeah, one of your first impressions of this person is that their life is predictable. We also have non-competitive. So yeah, your first impressions of them will be that they're not ambitious. It feels like that they don't care to compete, or sorry, I'm just trying to make more space on this here table. Okay. That will do, donkey. All right. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, so your first impressions on them. So we also have I deserve better. So yeah, your first impressions of this person will be that you deserve better than them, And this does feel like it's in regards to their maturity or their age even. So we also have let's make this ish happen. So yeah, your first impressions of this person will be that this is someone that, sorry, the camera cut off. But yeah, so this is someone that you will want to be ambitious. So we also have so pure, yeah, so dirty and raw. What are there? Let me put this here. So yeah, you'll kind of look at this person and feel like they're sweet, but that they have an edge to them. So we also have, I know you still think about me, how could you not? So it feels like from the jump, you'll kind of feel like this person has left a mark on you. It feels like your first impressions of this person is like, I know I'm gonna keep thinking about this person. You know, like I know this person's gonna be on my mind for a minute, you know? Um, yeah, so you'll definitely feel like initially, even if you don't understand it, it feels like initially you'll definitely feel a connection to them, or you'll feel a tie to them, or like you can't stop thinking about them. So we have pillow talk. It feels like right from the start, you will want to know more about this person. But it feels like you'll stop yourself. 10 of Wands came out to clarify. Is this because you have, no? I don't know why it is, but you'll just feel like it feels like you would want to know this person more, but at the same time, a part of your brain or a part of your, your spirit is like, maybe not. Maybe I should just leave this person alone, you know? So we also have you are stronger than you give yourself credit for. So yeah, you also kind of feel like this person is strong, maybe stronger than they give themselves credit for. For some of you, you'll also feel like they are I don't know if insecure is the right word, but you because you'll look at them and feel like they're attractive, they're beautiful, but it feels like they don't necessarily play into that role as, the pretty boy or pretty girl. It feels like they almost downplay it a little bit, or that could be your first impression of them. So if, this could be in terms of their looks, but I feel like it's also in terms of this person's journey. So you'll kind of look at this person and feel like, damn, like you're quite strong, and maybe you're not giving yourself enough credit for that. So we also have shadow work. So your first impressions of them will be that they need to look after themselves, that they need to maybe work on themselves. It feels like you'll look at this person and said, like, if you work on yourself, if you commit to yourself, then, you can make amazing things happen for yourself, Do you have more from that? So we also have you are the yin to my yang. Yeah, it feels like you'll feel a bond to this person. You'll feel a connection to them. You'll feel a tie to them. It doesn't feel like you will see them as a soulmate or anything initially, but you will definitely feel that tie. I'm sorry, but the moon came out and I feel like it will just confuse the hell out of you. Like the feelings that you have towards this person. So we also have you are so fudging sexy. So yeah, your first impressions of them could be that they're really sexy. The devil card came out as well. Do you have more from this? Okay. We also have my mind is elsewhere. So yeah, you'll also feel like this person is distracted. And finally, we have you have the qualities I look for in a partner. Okay, this may not be for everyone, but for some of you here, your first impressions of this person would be that this is someone that I can mold, or this is someone that I feel like I can help mold, make better. I don't know, is that even right? Like maybe you feel like you can help this person grow, maybe find a passion, maybe help them move forward in life. But anyways, yeah, that is all I have for this group. I do hope it could make sense, resonate, and be helpful. But I'm wishing you guys the best. All right, take care. Bye. Hey, welcome to your reading. I hope you all are doing great. So, those of you who chose group 2, how will you recognize your future spouse? What will your first impressions of them be? Does that make sense? What will your first? Yeah, what will your first impressions of them be? All right. Okay. Okay. All right. So we have the Knight of Pentacles upright. We also have the Queen of Swords in reverse, but we also have the Ten of Swords. No, not the Ten of Swords. We have the King of Swords. Oh my gosh. Okay, so your first impressions of this person is that they are hardworking, that they're very focused as well. It's like it's hard to steal this person's attention or, steal their focus. It's like if they're working on something, if they are, maybe even if they're committed to a goal, say for example, like a work goal, it's like it would be hard for them to maybe, kind of look at romantic connection. It feels like they're very steadfast. Like once they have, what is that, like a goal or an endpoint in mind, that they're quite focused on that. You'll look at them as having their eyes on the prize, and not willing to detour from that. You'll feel like they are loyal and responsible. This does feel like it is, especially in terms of their work. It could be in other areas of their life as well. But you'll just kind of look at this person as a strong, solid person. Sorry. Yeah, you'll kind of see this person as knowing what they want, knowing where they want to go as well. And that they're hard to change. Like it would be hard to get this person to change direction. You won't be able to put your finger on whether or not they're in a relationship. You'll look at this person as moving slowly. For some of you, this could be literally moving slowly, like a slow walker. But for others of you, this is in terms of warming up to you or warming up to other people. Like they just move, they tread carefully, it feels like. But yeah, this person, they move slowly, but it feels like they're going places, and you'll think that they are very committed. You'll feel like they are traditional as well. Your first impressions, or one of your first impressions, will be that they are manly, you know. You'll think that they are cautious of you. This could be cautious of other people, but I am specifically feeling that you will see them as cautious of you. You'll believe that they are ambitious. You'll see them as having accomplished, some great things for themselves. Initially, you'll feel like they have no desire to talk to you. You'll see them as highly independent. For some of you, you'll see them as highly confident as well, like sure of themselves. It's like when they walk, when they talk, you'll just feel like, okay, this is someone who knows themselves. This is someone who knows what they want. So yeah, some of you could view this person as quite serious and determined. So for some of you here, you'll believe that this person isn't the best communicator initially, like from the start. I do feel like this is coming from, again, a cautious, reserved, even kind of, I don't know, I can't remember what I was just saying. Cautious and reserved energy. Yeah, maybe energy will be the right word. I can't remember though, but yes. So you will also get the impression that they are critical of other people, but you won't necessarily feel like they are critical with you. You'll meet this person through work, or you'll just see this person as very professional, regardless of what they do. Initially, you won't pay this person much attention. It feels like they won't be on your radar straight away. Like once you meet this person, it could be a while before this person is even on your radar. You will feel like they are unemotional, very logical. Some of you will also feel like this person kind of just lacks empathy. It feels like you'll view them as unfriendly as well, but maybe not intentionally. It doesn't feel like you'll view them as unfriendly intentionally, but it's just like the way they carry themselves. This could be due to their past. 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords. You may also get the feeling that they are bitter, not towards anything in particular, just life. You'll feel like they have a bit of a chip on their shoulder, and it doesn't feel like they do, if I'm being honest. It just feels like they're cautious and reserved. You also get the impression that this person doesn't like manipulation, or they purely don't have time for people not being direct, for people not being, beaten around the bush. They don't have time for that. Causing unnecessary conflict or drama. It just feels like this person is above that, or you will kind of just view them as being above that, not having time for it. Yeah, you'll also feel like this person is straight to the point and not about the BS. You'll feel like they are very serious. One of your first impressions will be that they suppress their feelings as well. You feel like they are structured and that they don't miss a beat. You'll feel like they are quite stoic and disciplined and smart as well, very intelligent. Yeah, they're very clued up. Maybe you'll view them as wise, or just maybe aware of themselves, aware of their surroundings. It feels like you would just view them as very focused. And not only when it comes to their work, it's like how they move throughout this world. It's like very focused, very aware. Yeah, so it feels like you'll view them as structured, and that they don't miss a beat. I may have said that already. I don't know. But yeah, after some time, it feels like you'll see them as someone who would make a great parent. You'll also get a trustworthy vibe from this person too. And I feel like this is stemming from their integrity, because it feels like you would definitely view this person as having integrity. And, not instantly, it may take some time, but you will definitely feel like this is someone you can trust. So we have here naked. Okay. So your first impressions of this person, or one of your first impressions, is that this person, they make you feel naked. It's like if they're looking at you, you'd be like, holy shit, like does this person have X-ray vision or something? It's just like their awareness, their eyes, it seems so focused. It seems so like they're literally looking into your soul, you know? So for some of you, you'll kind of get that feeling. Yeah, it feels like initially you'll feel like this person is looking through you, you know? And for some of you, this could be like legitimately looking through you, not necessarily kind of like knowing your secrets, reading your mind. It's like they could be looking directly at you, but you'll walk past them and they're still looking in the same spot, you know? So it's like they're not fully, I don't know, it feels not weird, but yeah. So for some of you, you'll kind of feel like this person is either looking past you, maybe that's the right word. So for some of you, you'll have that impression of this person. So we also have celebrity, shine like the star you are. So your first impression of this person will be that maybe there's some form of celebrity, or it could be that they get a lot of attention, or they deserve a lot of attention. It could be due to their position in life, maybe in terms of their career, their business. But your first impression of this person is that a lot of people look up to them, and that they outshine a lot of people, you know, without even trying, it feels like, honestly. So we also have childhood home, remember where you're from and who you really are. So I don't know, this may sound weird for some of you, but one of your first impressions of this person will be that they make you feel connected to where you came from. Um, I don't know what that can mean. You know, that could be, you know, in different contexts for different people. But yeah. So we also have sensitive emotions, timed of high, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So your first impressions of this person will be that they repress their emotions. Yeah. It doesn't feel like, wait. So for some of you, your first impression could be that they are sensitive. Maybe, you know, earlier I said something about them being critical towards other people. It could be that maybe some of you will perceive them as being sensitive to criticism. Like they're really not trying to hear other people's opinions. They're really not trying to hear other people's thoughts, you know. But yeah, is it sensitive in other way? Yeah, okay. And we also have life-changing epiphany or experience. So one of your first impressions of this person will be that they have gone through something life-changing to be who they are, to be, yeah, to be the person that they are when you meet them. All right, let me do these ones first, actually. So we have here fair. Where should I put these? Should I put these down here? Yeah, I'll put it down here. So yeah, your first impression, one of your first impressions of them are that they are balanced. I don't know about fair, but balanced is the message that is coming up, clarified by the Two of Pentacles. So we have here frank. So your first impressions of them are that they're quite frank. Your first impression of them is that they're honest as well. Maybe not unsolicited. Are they unsolicited? Yeah, it doesn't feel unsolicited. It's like, okay, if you're gonna literally ask this person for their honesty, it feels like you would expect this person to be very much honest with you and not beat around the bush, when it comes to telling you what they think, especially if you ask them. So we also have forceful. Stop it. Stop it. Let's put this here. Oh my god, like 3 Fs. I wonder if that means anything. For some of you, maybe their name begins with F. I mean, that's like, I don't know. But for some of you, maybe that could be a thing. For some of you, literally their name could begin with F. Like for some of you, maybe their name is Frank. I don't know. Is that? I feel like that's like a common name. Not a common name, but I think I've heard that name before. Anyways, moving on. So forceful. So your first impression, not necessarily that this person is forceful, like, again, unnecessarily forceful. But in a situation when I have to be forceful, like in terms of competition, in terms of ambition, it feels like this person, they know when to be aggressive, and you'll kind of get that impression, get that feeling from them. And we also have imaginative. Okay, so I'm actually getting the message that initially that you may have a few fantasies about this person, okay? Do you have more from this card? Okay. But for others of you, one of your first impressions is like, I want to know what is kind of going on in this person's mind. Like, I really do wish I could read your thoughts. So for some of you, you may just have an intrigue in what this person is thinking. And because some of you may initially feel like this person is just not wanting to communicate, they're not very open in terms of communication, or the way they communicate is just very much different to how you communicate. And because of this, it could like make your mind wonder, is that the right word? Wonder. Yeah. But anyways, so we have here innocence. So for some of you here, even though you will view this person as stoic, strong, determined, it feels like at the same time there's a part of you that views them as, we have sensitive here, we have, dare to bear all over there. It's like a part of you will feel almost like a soft spot for them. You'll feel like they have this innocence to them. But maybe, you'll also see or feel that they don't feel 100% comfortable showing that side, or it just takes, or maybe they're kind of just protective of that part of them, So again, Queen of Swords in reverse, they suppress it, they keep it to themselves. So we also have, I want to break our energetic bond. I'm sorry, I know this isn't funny. I don't know, it's just coming across really funny to me. But for some of you here, it's like, I can't explain this as an impression, but it feels like initially you'll want to conversate with this person, you'll want to talk to them, but you will get the impression that they just want you to leave them alone. Like you'll really get the impression that it's like you'll be trying to build a connection with them, build a rapport with them, but you will feel on your end that they're just really trying to get away. So for some of you, that could be one of, the initial meetings or impressions that you could possibly have with this person. So we also have, this connection will forever affect me. What? Oh, excuse me. What are we doing again? Oh yeah, your first impressions of them. So yeah, your first impressions of this person, right? This doesn't, so it feels like once this person is in your line of sight, in your radar, in your, your energy, your thoughts, it feels like you will, get the impression that they've left a mark on you, So we also have blah, blah, blah. Yeah, one of your first impressions of them is that they just really don't want to talk. For some of you, it could be that they're like rushing you. For others of you, though, you could get the impression that they're stubborn, that they don't really like to hear people out. Maybe that they don't really, maybe value the opinions of other people for whatever reason. So we also have, I'm worried you don't feel the same. All right, so after a while, it feels like you will believe that they don't feel the same way as you. And again, this does feel like after the initial, impressions. This feels like after a while, you'll kind of feel like this person doesn't return your feelings. Why is that? It feels like work. Queen of Pentacles and then the Nine of Wands came out. It's like they're dedicated, they're focused, they're Nine of Wands, they're guarded. It also means like wounded, and it's like they don't want to fail at the last hurdle, so they're kind of just keeping their eyes on the prize. And for some of you, that is the reason why they don't really seem interested, or initially they won't seem interested. We also have I'm not interested. Sorry. Stop laughing. I'm not laughing at anyone. Okay. But yeah, so I'm not interested. Yeah, so for some of you, one of your first impressions of them is that they're not really interested, We also have I'm going to play you for as long as you let me. It doesn't feel like you'll get the impression that they'll play with you. Like they will like intentionally try to hurt you. Okay. So for some of you here, your first impression of them will be that they kind of view you this way. Like you could kind of get the impression that they feel like you're not serious, or that you're gonna maybe try to play with them or, manipulate them in some way. So you could get the impression that they get that impression from you, or whatever it may be. Impression doesn't really feel like the right word, but yeah. So we also have it's not just physical, this is spiritual. So it does feel like after a while, Three of Cups came out to clarify, maybe after a friendship is formed, and maybe when you start to really kind of like they lower their guard a wee bit, it feels like you will not only feel a physical attraction to this person, but also a spiritual one, an emotional one as well. Self-love. So yeah, one of your first impressions could be that they're big on self-love, they're big on self-care, or maybe they kind of, it feels like in terms of their appearance, maybe they take care of themselves. For some of you, this could be in terms of fitness, like maybe self-care in terms of looking after their body. I don't know. So we also have please don't say no, please say yes. So for some of you here, your first impressions of this person is that this is someone that you wouldn't typically be interested in. Like this isn't typically someone you would, I don't know if want is the right word. It's like one of your first impressions will be that this is someone that you would probably reject under different circumstances, you know? And finally, we have I'm so used to flying solo. So yeah, you'll also get the impression that they are independent, you know, maybe that they are used to doing and being alone, or kind of just moving through life alone, you know, achieving their goals alone, whatever that may be. But yeah, that is all I have for this here group. I do hope it could resonate. I hope it could make sense. But I'm wishing you guys all the best. All right, take care. So, what up? For those of you who chose the third group, I hope you're doing good. Why do I keep hearing the person on your mind? Initially, I was going to say, what are the first impressions of the person on your mind? And it's like, no, that's not what we're doing today. I don't know. So for some of you, you could actually already know this person, okay? But yeah, we'll see. What are your first impressions, or what will be your first impressions of your future spouse? Wow, we got a lot of earth energy here. So we have the Hierophant upright. We have the Page of Pentacles upright, and then we have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. A lot of earth energy. I'm hearing the most random song in my head. I don't even know what it's called. I'm not. Anyways, okay, so it feels like initially you'll get the impression that they are loyal. You'll feel like they're married or committed to someone though. You'll think that they like to assume authority, not necessarily over you, but it could be like, say, for example, their work, their family. You'll view this person as religious as well. That's not for everyone here though. You'll view them as wise and a person who gives good advice. You'll feel like they are someone who's knowledgeable, mature, has a lot of life experience, you know? You'll think that they are stable, successful, and well off. Like they're doing well for themselves. You'll get the impression that they care about status as well, and that they care very much about what other people think. You'll also feel like they have a plan for their life. And you'll also believe that they are quite strict, or they have a strict set of beliefs, or they're quite strict with themselves. If they have children, they could be, you know, strict in terms of that. Maybe if they are in a position of authority in terms of their work, for example, you could feel like they're strict, you know, as a boss, or, you know, whatever that may be, as a leader. So yeah, for some of you here, you know what? I'm actually hearing when you see this person again. So maybe these impressions are when you see this person again for some of you here, but please only take that if it resonates, because that's not for everyone. But yeah, you'll feel like this person has a lot going for themselves. And you know, if this is in fact someone from your past, you'll feel like they've, you know, created a strong foundation for themselves. You'll think that they are loyal. This could be loyal in, let me see actually. This is loyal in general. But you know what? If they're actually in a relationship, marriage, whatever, when you meet this person, it feels like your first impression will be that they're not 100% loyal to this person, but they are loyal. Can they be loyal in general but not loyal to a person? Do you know what? It just doesn't feel like their loyalty, you know, in your first impression of them, it just doesn't feel like their loyalty is towards, a romantic partner. Let's just put it that way, okay? And you'll kind of get the impression that they see potential with you, that they potentially feel a spark with you. And it feels like they will eventually act on this. It could take them a long time, but it does feel in very subtle ways. It's like they would want you to make the first obvious move, if that makes sense. It's like I can drop little hints to you, but like I want you to be the one to. What's more than a hint? I'm trying to think, but I don't know. But you guys know what I mean, right? But yeah, you'll kind of get the feeling that this person has worked hard in life, but it doesn't feel like when you first meet them or your first impressions of them is that they're very hardworking. But it does feel like, maybe behind the scenes they're hardworking, because it just feels like they're not giving much away, or in the past they were very really hardworking, or they had to work really hard to get to where they're at, but it just doesn't feel like your first impressions are of someone who is, grafting, basically. One of your first impressions as well would be that they are not generous with just anyone. They could be selective in their generosity. Let me see. This doesn't even necessarily feel like it's directed towards you, and you could get the impression that they're not generous, but it doesn't feel like it's directed towards you or maybe even important people in their life. But yeah, so some of you here will also kind of get the impression, get the feeling that they are being used or taken advantage of, and this feels like a spouse. This feels like a family member. For some of you here, you'll even feel like they're attached to someone who sucks them dry. You'll get the feeling that they are unbalanced, but again, this feels like below the surface, because I'm sorry, every time I hear surface, I think of that Eminem song. Sorry. But it feels like on the surface they do seem kind of calm, but it feels like you'll get I don't know if this is intuitively, or you'll just pick it up, but it feels like below the surface they're feeling unbalanced, like they could be dealing with, more stuff than they let on. Yeah, so for some of you here, you'll kind of get the impression that they are dealing with an unfair situation. You'll get the impression that they are tired, maybe that they're drained as well. Do you have more from these cards? Okay. Okay. All right, so we have go with the flow and flow with the glow. Okay. Yeah, so it just feels like your first impressions on them are that they are relaxed. So we also have here animal, embrace your wild side. So you'll either feel like this person is caged, no, it's trapped. For some of you, you'll kind of get the impression that this person is trapped, but that they want to free themselves or they want to, embrace their wild side. It feels like this person below the surface, you may pick up that they want to go with the flow a bit more, that they want to embrace their wild side, they want to have fun, but for whatever reason, whether this be work, whether it be, family, whether it be responsibilities, a partner, it feels like something is making them hold back from really experiencing this, wild side. For some of you, it could be their beliefs, with the Hierophant being there. So we have here departed loved ones. You are loved more than you'll know. Okay. Okay, so please only take this one if it resonates. But if any of you resonate with this being someone from your past, it feels like your first impression of them will be like, oh my God, like it feels like I'm seeing someone from the dead kind of energy. I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. I feel like this makes sense in my head. But when you see someone, it's like shocked and it's like, oh my God, you're still alive, that kind of energy. So for some of you, you'll kind of get the impression like this is like a blast from the past type of thing. Oh wait, let me see if there's any more. Oh. So for some of you here, your first impressions will be that they're loving as well. Wait, let me see something else. Yeah, that they're loving. So we have here ready to love again, and it says you've healed from the past enough to open your heart to new love. I don't know. Again, I'm kind of getting that blast from the past kind of energy, so please only take that if it resonates. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, no, blast from the past. So we also have here busy times and multitasking. Take charge of your schedule during this busy time. And it also says, and honestly assess the underlying reasons for being busy. So it feels like one of your first impressions of this person is that they don't have time for you. But again, it doesn't feel like they are genuinely busy. Like I have a ton of shit going on. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like they're, it says here, assess, like honestly assess the underlying reasons for being so busy. It feels like there's something else it feels like someone else in their life that's kind of making this person, let me see, I don't know if hold back is the right word. But like it's like it will make them afraid to look at someone else, if that makes sense. And that may not be literally, but that's the energy that's coming through. So we have political. What is your first impressions on this person? Ooh. So yeah, for some of you here, your first impressions on this person could be that they're political. Political. Maybe they like the news, or they kind of keep up with the news, or they watch the news. For some of you, I'm like hearing like watch the news religiously, so they could do that. We also have surprising, and we have that right above wild animal, wild side. It feels like when you see this person again, it really does feel like they're going to surprise you. It just feels like, holy shit, like, oh my God, I can't believe it's you, I'm really getting that feeling for a lot of you here, but please only take it if it makes sense, We also have thoughtful. So yeah, your first impressions of this person could be that they're thoughtful. We also have strict. So yeah, one of your first impressions of this person could be that they're disciplined. So we have, it's that smile for me, it's those eyes for me. Okay. Get over here. So one of your first impressions could be that they have a beautiful smile, they have beautiful eyes. Do you have more from this card? Okay. So we also have you are strong, but you don't have to do this alone. So one of your first impressions of this person could be that they're either independent, but for some of you, it feels like maybe they don't have much support, you know? You could also get the impression that they're very strong. This could be physically, this could be mentally, emotionally, or it could be, you know, in general. Do you have more from this card? You may actually get the impression that this person needs support, but they don't want to be open about it. Eight of Swords came out to clarify. Maybe, I don't know if like they like to keep it under wraps or, you know, keep it to themselves. So we have time. What's your first impression? So your first impression, or one of your first impressions of this person, could be that they have time for you, you know? Again, it feels like there's this busy energy, but at the same time, there's not this busy energy. And for some of you, maybe it's because you'll get the impression that they have time for you, that they want to make time for you, that they want to catch up with you, or they want to talk to you, you know? So we also have family issues. Yeah, so one of your first impressions could be that they are dealing with some family issues, maybe marital issues for some of you here. For others, though, you may just kind of get the impression that their family is non-traditional. Yeah, it feels like their family is non-traditional. Okay, so we have here selfish, and we also have the Six of Pentacles reversed. Again, you know, clarified by the Ten of Pentacles. So I don't really kind of get the vibe that this person, your first impression of this person is that they're selfish. I don't really feel that. But for some of you, you could get the impression that maybe people, maybe their family, their relationships, they're quite selfish when it comes to this person, you know? For others of you, it could be the other way around, and this person could be, you know, selfish. I don't know. But it doesn't really feel that, if I'm being honest. So we also have I judged you way too quickly. Okay, so you'll get the impression that they regret judging you too quickly. We also have I'm so used to flying solo. That's really weird. I'm pretty sure I saw that in the first group. So that one really shouldn't. I don't know. I'm gonna have to check, you know. But okay. So I'm so used to flying solo. Yeah. So you could get the impression that they're so used to kind of grafting on their own, being independent, doing things by themselves. We also have passionate, and we have here the wild side as well. You get the impression that they're passionate. you'll get the impression that they have this passion buried beneath their surface. It's like, oh, can I see it? You know, it's like on the surface they do really seem kind of calm. They seem collected. They seem mature, you know? But below the surface, it's like you can just, I don't know, it feels like you will be able to just tell that they're passionate, that there's this wild side that they kind of just want to unleash, you know? But yeah. So we also have, I'm not sure. Let me put this here. So for some of you, you may get the impression that they are a bit unsure about you at first. Like for some of you, it's like unsure maybe to approach you, unsure to strike up a conversation with you. We also have, I want to feel your skin against my own. So it feels like you will get the impression that they want to be closer to you. I don't feel like they will be very obvious with this. It does feel very like subtle, you know? And finally, we have bitter. First impressions that they're bitter. No, I don't know. Okay, so for some of you, I'm getting the message, like the energy of someone from your past. And it's like when you see this person again, you'll kind of feel or get the impression, or no, it feels like you'll get the feeling like I really should be salty towards this person. Like I really should be bitter and be kind of acting from that kind of place. But for some of you, you'll be hesitant in regards to acting bitter towards this person. It feels like you'll be more so picked up on the Page of Cups. Like maybe you'll be more open to this person. It feels like maybe you'll be, I don't know, happy, not necessarily happy to see them, but it feels like you'll be more open as opposed to like closed off, you know? It's like you'll see it as glass half full type of situation as opposed to like being salty about it. But yeah, that's all I have for this group. I do hope it could resonate and make sense. But I am wishing you guys all the best. All right, take care. Bye.